Okay, I really wanted this build to be good. And it's a lot of fun to play, but I think for me, it's not as good as some of my other build options. So keep in mind, I mean, I don't mean that the build is bad, but it just isn't great for solo PvP, and I think it's because it's a purely ranged build that lacks as much utility as you would have if you had a melee weapon. I think that's one of the biggest distinctions in this game between ranged and melee weapons, is that melee weapons just offer so much more utility with all of their skills, and ranged weapons tend to have a lot of DPS focused skills that don't really do much more than damage. So that can work well in a fight for you, but I think when it comes to 1vx, you want to have those tools to stay alive. And yeah, a build like this is going to be a lot better with even just one friend or in a group situation. I did play it a lot like that in OPR, and I found a ton of success with it there, but yeah, let's talk about it. This was a fun setup. I wanted to play with the trap and grenade because Firestaff has so much AoE. Trapping someone with the trap, throwing down the grenade, and blasting him with the fireball burnout pillar fire. Oh my god. That was a nice clip there, just kind of showing the AoE burst that this guy has. And the trap, of course, being a really good lockdown to set this whole combo up. And I love this here. Sneak up behind this guy, throw the fireball down, throw the pillar on him, and the grenade goes off. I gotta say, when you land the combo, it looks really nice, very clean. So yeah, I got a little bit of footage on it. I'm gonna be honest, I'd like to play solo. I didn't want to play a lot in a group, so a lot of my fights were a bit of a struggle because as soon as I come by someone like this spear guy here, it's very hard on a fully ranged build to get away once they get on top of you. Something like Rapier, as you guys know, would just give me so much more utility to make that escape happen. But for this build, we're just relying basically on the speed from Musket, and the burnout gap closer is kind of risky to use if you're too close to somebody too. So it was definitely a different style of PvP than I'm used to. And when they do follow though, and they step in that trap, the punishment is so good. Oh my god. The wolf saving him there, but still the burnout's going through way too many dots. And as I played the build, I definitely thought that it had great potential for something like a one-on-one. You do have a lot of range, so if your opponent is full melee, you can just kite him out like that, but oh my god, look at that beautiful grenade trap on the ground. I throw down the AoE, and this is another part of the build I love too. Having the powder burn on top of the Firestaff dots, you have a ton of damage over time with this guy. Maybe some of the best damage over time in the game. I believe the Firestaff dots all going at the same time are going to be stronger than the bow dots, so it's a good combo in that regard for sure. And this guy here, he didn't want to go for round 2. He ends up running off. One thing, though, I found was that this build absolutely shreds light armor players. Yeah, if you have this kind of AoE and ranged burst, it's tough for a light armor player to approach without getting absolutely cooked. And then look at that. All they have to do is set foot in a trap, and it's pretty much over. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this guy. I had a lot of fun. Just a very different style, something that I'm super not used to. So I hope you guys enjoyed the footage for it. If you guys want to see some more, let me know, because I'm just jumping around playing all kinds of different setups right now. And I'll be honest, having access to some good gear now is really sweet. That Magnify perk allows me to play a ton of different builds without having to switch up a bunch of gear. So yeah. It's a nice change to the game. I can't wait till next patch when respeccing your attributes and stuff gets a little bit cheaper and Magnify becomes a little bit more usable as well. And here's a quick look at the build if you guys want to see what I was running. And if you want to catch me live on Twitch, there's a link to my Twitch down below. You can check out our sponsor, ExpressVPN. They can help keep you safe on the internet. There's a link to them down below as well. And of course, send in those clips for the New World Top 5 fights. If you have some awesome fights, I'd love to see them. You can send them to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. And last but not least, a big thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon for supporting the show. Hope you guys liked the weird build, and I'll see you next time.